Welcome to this very special edition of the KAJ Masterclass Live, the show which ensures that you profit from your time spent here with experts, either through their industry insights, information, or simply learning from them. And today we have Emma Rowena. She is an author, a healer, spiritual guide, musician, and a social entrepreneur. Welcome to the show, Emma.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
You're, you're welcome to the show, Emma. You are welcome to India in this online form. And
Thank
I'm sure not just in India, but a lot of people across the globe will benefit from what we are going to discuss. Right now, we'll be talking about healing and mastering life.
Mhm.
So, my first question to you is to understand you itself. What's your journey been like so that people know exactly, you are so many things, but they would like to understand from you who is Emma Rowena as per Emma Rowena herself.
Well, Emma Rowena is a soul in a body. So I'm a human as everybody else. I live in the north of the world, in Norway. And I come from a background that has been safe on the outside, but filled with fear and conflict and trauma, like a lot of people. And my journey has been moving from living in a life in and from fear to empowerment and to embracing life and to embracing my possibilities, my talents, my strength, and the desire to help other people and to reach out, whether it's through my music, through the book that I'm just finishing now, that will be out soon, or through my clients that I meet and work with. So it's been quite a challenging journey, and there are always obstacles in life. But my journey has taught me more and more how to face these obstacles and still embrace myself. And this is what I want to help other people with as well. How to thrive, how to discover their own beauty, who they are, the strength they have, and the beauty of life. Because there is beauty all around and within. So that's really my passion. I'm a trained musician. I have also one son, and when my son was born, I started questioning how could I live a better life? How could I be a better mother? Rather than reacting from fear, how could I embrace myself so that I can be a better guide for my son? And I started embarking on this spiritual journey, which is religious, non-specific, but it is open. It's about exploring your own intuition and all the strengths and connection that you have with, I have with the unseen, that which is greater than our life, but is also connecting to our lives here and embracing it and taking the challenges as a learning experience and walking the earth with as much confidence and strength as we can. So that's been my journey.
Right, Emma. You put a lot of emphasis on, on a mission of a healing center for, children and youth. So I want to understand what sort of healing that you talk about, especially youth and children. Help us understand that. Do you think it's about trauma? Is it about some other thing? Help us understand a bit about that.
I'll do my best. This vision came to me during the pandemic, actually. It had been brewing in me for a long time, and then suddenly I realized that the children, the young people, are our hope, the possibilities for our world. And they carry a lot of light in them, and they have a lot of strength in them. But a lot of children are suffering from not being allowed to or able to live that light and love and express it. So the healing work that I would like to do is to gather children and young people of all walks of life, from different cultures, into a center where I would like to work with them and help them discover their own passions, their own expression through music and arts, but also through play and collaboration and group work, and through connecting to nature the mindfulness meditation that the West have started to grasp, that in India has been sort of working with all the time, and help them to gain the confidence and strength in themselves to rise as the beautiful individual beings that they are and can be, and choose their path from their hearts, from their gut, from their intuition. So I hope to empower and instill in this young generation as many as I can, but we have to start somewhere, and I've already worked with some young people and helping them to instill this confidence and hope. A lot of young people today, they have lost hope because we see and we hear in the media and all around us all these stories about atrocities, about wars, about the globe, the world collapsing in a way with all the environmental issues. But there is hope. And the hope lies in each and every one of us. And if we start to embrace who we are, and if the young generation are guided to do this from an early age, they won't have to struggle as much as we do in order to discover who they are. They can live it as much as they can through their whole life and create a better world. That is my vision. So, yeah.
Right, Emma. So let me understand this. You in one center you can only do as much as you can, or maybe 5 centers or more. But in a larger sense, if somebody would like to understand how they can master their life, how they can heal themselves, especially when they are young, if they have any sort of a need for that, what are the some of the things that in your message you would like to tell the young people, the hope of humanity for the future?
Yeah. Well, this center there will also be an online community around that, so it can spread more. But I understand your question, and this is also something that I talk about a lot in my book, which is dedicated to my son. He's 16. For and all the young people and parents who are searching for exactly what you're asking about: how to heal their own lives, how to thrive in their lives. And what I've discovered in my own research is that listening to yourself, meaning stopping for a moment and just listening, what resonates with me, what makes me feel good, and choosing. And this week I'm actually exploring food and drink, because there's a lot, especially in the West, there's a lot of fear and confusion around what's the correct thing to eat and drink in order to be healthy, and we eat it with guilt and fear. Now, if you actually enjoy the flavor, you really, really taste it, and oh, I love this, whatever it is, toast or dinner dish, curry, if you like, or a cup of tea. If you really drink it with love, you're actually also absorbing that emotion in your body. You're connecting to that which I have experienced and am experiencing as your soul, which is love. We are beings of love, of light. This is what we are. And our bodies, our physical presence is confusing it and disturbing it. But that's part of our exploration. So just taking moments as often as you can and thinking and honestly being faithful to your own emotions and daring to acknowledge in yourself first, before you start maybe voicing it out to other people, what truly feels right and good for you, what brings you joy. How can you recognize and bring that emotion back into your daily life? And that's when you start healing, because that's when your body starts releasing all the pain and all the trauma and replacing it with these beautiful emotions of compassion, of kindness to yourself. And when you start doing that to yourself, you also it starts rippling out. So this is the other part of the question you asked. You can only do so much in a center, but every person who manages to lift that, it will ripple out to their communities and the people they meet in their life. And you start having more of an uplifting movement in the world, rather than the fearful and angry tendency that's out there through the media, especially the press.
Right, Emma. So, what's the role of the society? What's the role of the parents here when we are, asking the children to be able to take care of themselves, to thrive in their lives with certain inputs? to them. What about adults? I think they need more inputs because they are the ones who are actually training the
Yeah.
children. So, and they have already gotten a lot of negative message from the society itself. So, help us understand the role of the adults, the role of the parents, especially.
Yes, thank you for that question. It's a very important question. It's a good question. And this is also why my book, my story, and everything I bring out there is dedicated also to the adults who are searching. Now, you can only reach the people who ask the question, who themselves ask the questions. So I can't force anything on anybody, but any parent who looks for a way of embracing a better way of being a guide to their children, to their child, will help this movement in a way. So every shift you do in yourself, every time you do the same thing, explore the joyful things in your body, you start releasing the trauma. And when you do that for yourself, also as a parent, this will actually show your children that they can do that. So the adults are absolutely very important, and I do agree. And again, my book that is dedicated also to the adults, to the parents who are seeking, and thinking, shifting your mindset, shifting it from being afraid of not being a good enough parent or not knowing what to do, to simply stopping and asking yourself, who am I? What feels good now? Let me breathe a little bit. Let me stop. And then one more thing, listen. Listen to yourself, but listen to your children. And that's a little bit of a finger here, because we forget that. We try to tell them what to do, and we try to inform them from our belief system and our place in the world. And like you said, the negative things that we've learned, rather than listening, because there's a lot of wisdom in the young, if it's allowed to come through. And that will help them to trust their own voice as well. But it will also make you as an adult, I'm speaking to you in general here, make your life better. You will feel better because you will start to step back a little and embrace the possibilities. This is an experience that I've had myself as a mother. The moments I react and go in and tell him, there will be conflict very easily. Now, fortunately, my son is very strong, and he's shown me this by example, how to instead open the arms and say, oh, can we have a hug now? What did you really mean? What are you trying to tell me? What is in you? So those two things, explore your own passions and joy as much as you can. Just do it with joy. It's not a forced experience. It's a gift to yourself. And then also try to listen inward, but also to the children. That would be my main focus points if I would start somewhere.
Right, right, Emma. Now let's come to your book, You, Me, and Everything. We are unveiling your life's beauty and magic. When is the expected date for this to come out?
It's expected to come during the spring. We haven't set the exact date quite yet. We're working on it right now because the final edit is finished now. So I will put up a list on my website, emmarowena.no, that people can sign up for if they want to be on the waiting list for the book. So it will come during this spring, before the summer, definitely. And
Right.
I'm excited about it. It's got not only the story and these messages that I've sort of shared in very briefly here with you now, but it's also got some very practical and also very powerful examples and exercises that people can try. Small ones for little moments, and also bigger meditations and bigger reflections. So it's also a practical book for those who seek.
Right, absolutely. I'll come to the book. You have divided into two parts: master yourself and master your life. But before that, help me understand about the self discovery part. And a lot of people, especially after COVID, say we need to see the world. It's like revenge tourism, something like that. People are wanting to travel. Earlier, people used to say you learn a lot when you travel. Nowadays, a lot of people are saying you travel within and you will learn more. So help us understand, how should one calibrate these two wisdoms, traveling outside and self-discovery at the same time? because both are uh, slightly different, similar also in many things. But I want to get your understanding about this.
Oh, very good question. Interesting. Actually, there's a big common denominator, and it's curiosity and investigation. Opening up, investigating, looking curiously around you when you travel will bring the experiences of different cultures and different sites, if you like, in the world, and doing the same in the inner landscape, being curious. What's going on here? What is the emotion here? And also bringing it forward when you travel. How do I react to this? As much as you can. Curiosity is a superpower, as I say in the book. And actually, I have 3 parts now because I added a part at the end. It's called Mastering Transformation, because I was in the middle of a transformation as I was finishing the book. And I realized there's a lot to learn here. So mastering or exploring both the inner and the outer world is important. It's why we're here. We're not here just to meditate within. Some people choose that as a path, but we're here to explore the world, and we can touch. We have a tangible sense here in our physical bodies that our souls won't have if it wasn't anchored or manifested in our bodies. And we can learn from meeting other people, different cultures, with curiosity. Curiosity and exploration and investigation are words that are repeated a lot in my book, because I find them. You step a little bit away from the being inside the chaos. You step away and you look from outside a little bit, both at yourself and exploring and being curious about, who am I? What is really my voice? Is this mine, or is it my father's or mother's or somebody else's, society's? And also, wow, they're handling life in that way over there. How interesting. That's very strange. So I think curiosity opens, whereas when you have all these struggles with racism and prejudice that people have when they don't want to meet the world in an open way, and that's when you act out of fear again. You want a position, you want to be safe. But we are safe. We are unbreakable as souls, is my experience. So you can safely step back and be curious. That would be my little reflection around that. Yeah.
Right, right. And now coming to your book, you're dividing into 2 parts: master yourself and master your
3
life.
parts
How
now.
would you? Yes, yeah. So how would you explain these 3 parts to your potential readers?
Mastering yourself has to do with exactly connecting with what your inner voice, your true voice is. And I started in the book talking about how I mastered everything from fear and even playing the piano. I was stage fright on stage. I was terrified. And then I started exploring my own inner music and creating my own music and enjoying it and expressing myself. When you start expressing yourself, you can also start relating to other people in a different way and to the world. And you start also exploring, maybe there's more to me than what I find here. It goes hand in hand. But if you start mastering your own expression through curiosity of who you are, this will ripple out into your life, and you will start to make choices from that place rather than choices that are disruptive for you. You can make good choices because you know what's right for you. And then your life starts to shift, and you start to meet different people who resonate with you, who support you rather than put you down or reject you. And then the last part, and I'm sorry I haven't put that down actually in the information because it was just in the last moment. The last part, mastering transformation. We're very afraid of change and transformation, but we all have to undergo it. And there's also mastering yourself and mastering and seeing how that reflects your life around you will help you to master the pain that change can bring forward. It will help you to heal and to come back to yourself every time you feel that you stumble. So I don't know if that made sense, but that's essentially the as clear as I can be about that, because it's, like I said, it's a bit of a journey, and you start like a seed. You start growing inside, and then you start blossoming and absorbing the sun, the rain, the air, and if you have to transform, maybe you wither and come back next year. So it's all a cycle. That's the basis of the whole book. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Mm.
So there is much to learn about, life, about
Mm.
mastery, about healing, and all. And I'm sure a lot of people will find their answers into your book releasing very soon. So for those people who would want to learn more from you, about you, and also want to get your book whenever it comes, what's the best way for them to connect with you?
My website, www.emmarowena.no. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram, but my website, you can find the contact information easily. You can also read a bit more about my work because I work individually. I have clients and I work with healing and readings for clients. I work with meditation groups online. So, yeah, my website would be the best place. Mm.
Wonderful. With this, it's a wrap on this very special edition of the KAJ Masterclass Live. Thank you so much indeed for
Thank
joining
you
us.
so much. It's been a pleasure.